Hello. Today we solve this question from SSC 1999 OBJ question number 4. It says that in a class, 24 students read physics, 21 read mathematics, and 9 read both physics and mathematics. If each student reads at least one of the two subjects, find the number of students in a class. So we have these options here. We have A, B, C, and D. Before we start, if today is your first time on my students class channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button so that you'll be promptly informed anytime we upload a new video. And hey, one more thing, click the like button so that the video can reach a lot of people. Thank you. Now let's continue. So there is a clear example of two set problem because we are talking about two things here. That is, first, we're talking about students reading physics. That is, students reading physics and those reading mathematics. So we are talking about two things here. So there is a clear example of the two set problem. So normally it's advisable if you're solving an essay type question to gather your data. There is an objective question, so it doesn't call for that, but to better explain it, let me put this down. So let this be my universal set. So because the question talks about students in a class, I can just write students in a class. Students in a class, or I can simply write students. And if you observe the question, it says that in a class, 24 students read physics, 21 read mathematics, and 9 read both physics and mathematics. If each student reads at least one of the two subjects, find the number of students. So we have to find the number of students in a class. So in other words, we have to find the size of the universal set. So that means that we do not know the universal set. So the number of students in U, of course, that is unknown. Now we are talking about physics and mathematics, and because of that, I want to use P to represent students who study or read physics. So let me write something small here. So P equals the set of students who read physics. So there is something small for the examiner to know that if he or she says the letter P, it means students who read physics. Okay, so the number of the students in physics class, those who read physics, 24. I'm told that 24 students read physics, so here I know the number, and that is 24. Also, I'm told that 21 read mathematics, and because math begins with the capital M, to make it easier for me and perhaps for the examiner too, I want to use the capital M for students who study or read mathematics. So students who read math or mathematics. Okay, so and let me add it here a little bit. So the number of students who read the mathematics is, I'm told, is 21. Yeah, 21. So what is happening here? The question goes on to say that and I read both physics and mathematics, both telling me that there is an intersection here. That is, we have a number of students who read physics and mathematics. Now I have already said that let P represent the students who read physics and M represent the students who read math. So talking about the number, I would say the number of students in physics intersection or end mathematics is equal to, of course, I'm told it's 9. And I'm told that if each student reads at least one of the two subjects, so we have to pay attention to this expression or phrase very well. At least, the statement or the sentence, if each student reads at least one of the two subjects, it means that there is no complement. It means that when you combine the two sets, there is no complement. What it means that there is no student who does not read any of the two subjects. So we are going to have the students either in physics or mathematics, or we find a student in the intersection, but we are not going to find something like P union M or complement. See, so from this statement, there is something I can, put down right now. That is from here. So from this statement, that is, if each student reads at least one of the two subjects, I can write that, let me use the black ink here. I can write that the number of students, that is when I combine those in physics and those in mathematics, when I take the union and I go outside these two sets, there is nobody there, so it's an empty set. That is what it means. So I've been able to gather all the data, so I can draw a simple two sets, a Venn diagram to represent my two sets. So that's what I'm going to do now here. So let me draw my Venn diagram here. Let me see if I can draw some 2 9 circles, and because of course I have an intersection, there two sets intersect, so I'm talking about the set P, and of course I know the number of students in the set P. I'm told it is 24, and I'm talking about the set M, and I know the number of students in the set M, and I think that is 21. Yeah, 21. And I'm also giving the number of students who study both. I want to use the red ink here for those who study both the two subjects. So I want us to pay attention here. Now, if you look at the circle, that is the circle for the mathematics. The entire circle, I'm told that those who read mathematics, they are 21. And you can see that if I try to delimit or to look at the circle of students who study mathematics, I see that it engulfs or it includes the number 9. Now, this entire circle is 21, but part of it is already 9. So the remaining part is going to be 21 minus the 9. That's what it's going to be. So what is left here is not 21. It is the entire circle is 21. So if here is 9, what is left here is 21 minus the 9. And if the entire circle of physics here, that is this circle, is 24 and part of it is 9, then what is left here is 24 minus 9. Now that is very necessary to do, because if you don't do that, you'll be counting some students twice, because we are told that there were 9 students who who read both physics and mathematics. So if you are not subtracting this, then we are of course going to count them twice, and that can be very costly. So let me draw the universal sets. It's not gonna look nice looking at the shape. So that is my rectangle, and of course I don't know the number of students in the universal set. That is not known. So let me put a demarcation line here. So that is all that I have for you. So you can see that there is nothing here because the complement is a null set, but there is no need to put anything here. So let me simplify this. I'm being told to find the number of students in the entire set, but that is equal to what is here. So what I'm going to do literally is to subtract this from that. So let us look at what is happening here. So here is going to be 15. If I take 9 out of it, that's going to be 15. And then also I'm going to take 9 out of this, and I think that is going to be 12 here. So essentially what I have here, the universal set is 15 plus 9 plus 12. So this plus that, I'm going to have 24 plus 12, I have 36. So it means the number of students in the entire set is 36. Now there is an alternative way to do this. You don't necessarily have to draw a Venn diagram to solve this. You can as well use, if you look at what we're having here, is pretty simple here. Now what is happening here, can give us a formula that we can use over here, because if you look at this, it is the universal set here. You see this one here is equal to the whole of this set, and the whole of this set is the set P, you see, plus the whole of this set, that is the set M, you see. But we have to be very careful. If we are taking this, we are including 9 students, and if we are taking P, we are including 9 students at the same time. So it means that we are counting 9 students twice. So to be very sure that we don't count anybody twice, we have to subtract the intersection. So minus the number of students who are in P, or sorry, who study P, and then mathematics. So we can have a very simple expression like this to solve the question without necessarily drawing the Venn diagram. So you can put this in your head. I'm not adding anything more because of course there is no complement. If there had been a complement, it would have been plus the complement. So that is equal to the number of, so that is the same as, in this case, because there is no complement here, that is the same as let me put it this way, that is the same as the number of students who read physics and mathematics. So that is the number of those in P junior M, the entire P junior M. The universal set is equivalent to this because of the fact that there is no complement here, right? So instead of using the universal set, I can say the number of those in P junior M, because of course there is no complement, there is no student who does not do any of the 2 subjects here. Now those who read physics, I'm told they are 24. Those who do mathematics, I'm told they are 21, and the intersection 2, that is 9. So we are basically having the same expression that we had here. Okay, so let's see how this also pans out. What am I going to add first, or what am I going to subtract first? Let me deal with it first. So I'll put my 24 here. When I take this from this, I'm going to get 12. And then when I add the 2, of course I get 36. So you can see that the number of students in P junior M, the so-called universal set, of course, because there is no complement, I still get 36, just as I had it here. So there is no need to even draw the Venn diagram. The formula is just that the number of those in P junior M, that is the 2 set, is equal to the number of students who read, or in this set, plus the number of students in the next set, minus the number of students in the intersection. So these are the 2 ways that you can solve this question. One, you can use the Venn diagram, this one, and second, you can use a formula, which is this formula for the 2 sets, which I deduced, of course, from the Venn diagram. So there is these are 2 ways that you can solve this question, and you're having the same answer. The number of students, the total number of students, is 36. So if you look at the objective question, answers that we have here, A is 27, and then B is 36, D we've got 45, and C we've got 45, and D we've got 54. So you can see that the correct option is 36. So that is the correct answer that we have to choose here. Thank you.